The overall sentiment about TTIP in social media is tremendously negative. Today's debate is driven by ideological prejudices rather than solid economic facts. Negative online reporting about TTIP is more than 20 times higher than positive reporting. Since the beginning of the negotiations, overall online media coverage has more than tripled. The peaks of media coverage, of course, are generally driven by the event of the negotiations. In Germany, where TTIP is a huge topic still, it is the campaigning and organization or the citizen movement Campact and the European Protest Alliance Stop TTIP, which collected signatures of almost 3 million people. Those organizations and movements actually dominate the online debate, followed by the environmental organization Bund or the network ATTAC. The positions of Campact and Stop TTIP make up 92% of the TTIP communication in Germany on Facebook and Twitter. Only 8% of positions being spread on social networks come from trade unions or trade associations or companies that are in favor of TTIP. So why is the anti-TTIP sentiment so much stronger in digital channels than in real life? What is the success of these campaigns? I have 3 points to say. First, it's about quantity. While an alliance of TTIP protesters extensively exploit the networks of digital channels, the proponents of TTIP simply don't, or they started to do so way too late, at the end of 2014 or in the beginning of 2015, when anti-TTIP campaigns already gained momentum on the internet. The share of voice of messages and announcement of anti-TTIP groups exceeds 60%, while messages and statements by the European Commission, which is the main influencer in the EU debate, stands below 40%. This led to the fact that anti-TTIP protest organizations quickly dominated the debate. Second, it's about strategic use of social platforms. This rather small circle of anti-protesters is very well organized, and it aims at initiating and running a number of forceful online media campaigns to badmouth TTIP. With the support of online petitions, their messages and content is systematically spread through social media. And third, it's the language. TTIP opponents are also successful because their anti-TTIP campaigns are based on the viral spread of one-sided representations. You named it, it's the symbol and the images of the chlorine-washed chicken, for example, the hormone-fed beef, another very well-known symbol that is associated with TTIPs, and that serves the anxieties of many, many European civilians. So while the benefits of TTIP are abstract and very difficult to communicate and to grasp, some of the maybe flaws of TTIP are easily overstated and vividly articulated by its opponents.